traveled thousands of miles in search of a weapon more powerful than we've ever known.
Why are you here?
We came to trade.
You lie. You are thieves.
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Christy Alonso. Zhang Yimou has a new movie, but it's The Great Wall.
This is a nutty movie because it has like all the trappings of just, serious, prestige art house movie. You have like a Chinese master, Zhang Yimou, making his first English language film. He made great films over the many decades, like Raise the Red Lantern and To Live, and these beautiful, splashy martial arts epics like Hero and House of Flying Daggers. And this is his first English language film. It is the most expensive film ever made entirely in China. It cost like $150 million to make, if you believe those estimates. Anyway, I kind of do. So Matt Damon is the white savior, kinda. He's supposed to be Irish. His accent is all over the place. And it is what? It's the 15th century?
Something like that?
It's a long time ago. It's whenever they built the Great Wall of China. And apparently, they built it to keep giant marauding monsters out. Take a look.
What was that?
There are many things you have not seen.
The Great Wall is the only barrier keeping the world safe. Mother of God.
What is it they want?
To feed.
This movie is nutty and not at all what I thought it was going to be, because like the posters make it look just prestige-y, and you look at his other films and they're just beautifully made, and it's not so hard to accept Matt Damon as an action star anymore. This is part of his bread and butter now, despite the ill-fated ponytail. But it's just, this is a weird combination of stuff.
I had seen the trailer, so I knew like the idea that the wall is there because of monsters.
There be monsters.
There be monsters. And monsters that mostly look like the Rick Moranis dog in Ghostbusters. That's kind of the best way to describe them. They're sort of lizardy but doggy, and they're aliens. And
I was describing them to Nicholas as a combination of like the Jurassic Park dinosaurs, but like with the mouths of the aliens.
Oh, okay,
right?
yeah,
And they're fast.
that works too. Lots of teeth.
They gallop. They're really fast, marauding CGI
and they have a
creatures.
queen who's very strategic and makes them very smart. But if they can knock the queen out, they can also defeat the aliens. It's a little less white saviory than I thought it was going to be. Like Tianjing plays the female lead, who winds up becoming the general of what they call the Nameless Order, which is this like entire army that exists only to fend off these creatures at the wall.
Who only come once every 60 years, by the way.
Yes.
I don't know how they know the 60 years are up. Is there like a little calendar for
Hey,
them?
you got me.
They check off the days.
Is this the third go-round and now they know? I don't know. There's a lot of things that pass by really quickly. Like somehow it's explained they have something to do with the greed of an emperor, but I missed what that was because it was boom and it was gone. But it's not like Matt Damon comes in and shows everybody what to do. Like the Chinese are on it and they got it going on, and he's good and he's helpful and he does some stuff that helps out. But I was going in thinking, what the fuck is a white guy doing in this movie? And it's not as horrible as you might think. It's not like The Last Samurai or something.
It's not like The Last Samurai, but it actually, he's more like Han Solo, right? Because he's a mercenary.
Right, yes.
And he fights for whoever will pay him.
Doesn't trust anyone.
He trusts no one. So when the commander tells him, we're all about trust here, and he's like, I don't trust anybody. And she's like, well, we can't trust you.
Yeah.
And so you know that by the end of the movie, there will be a trust, So he learns to fight for a cause greater than himself.
Right.
And not just to take the Millennium Falcon in there and take the money and fly off on his own. So it is that, but he does kind of like breathe new life into them, right? Like they're all on the wall, they have their shit together, they're like clockwork. But then when he comes with his own like special bow and arrow skills, I do feel like he reinvigorates them somewhat.
Sure, yeah. Right? I mean, obviously he impacts the plot, but I'm just saying you walk in thinking, oh brother, is this going to be this sort of shoehorned in like white guy saves the day, and it's not. But he does learn things, and he has probably the most the only character arc really of the movie. Everybody else is kind of like doing what they're already doing. This is a really good monster movie for 8-year-olds. And 8-year-olds deserve a good monster movie. I do not begrudge them that, but this movie is kind of at that level. It's sort of silly. I mean, like
It's very silly.
It's very silly. Like all the different armies that do different things. Like you've got the archers, you've got the ones that do the rappelling off the wall, and they're all color coded like the Power Rangers, you know.
It makes it easy to figure out whose job is whose.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So it's like, oh, they got purple, you know. Yeah. I mean, this movie's dopey, but I can't completely dismiss it because there is a certain energy to it, and it's if you go in understanding it's just gonna be dopey, I think you're gonna have a better time than if you're expecting, oh, it's a Zhang Yimou movie with Matt Damon in it, you know.
One of the armies of people, the ones in the cobalt blue, which Commander Lin is the leader of, they do something that just seems like a total waste of energy. Like it's like this bungee ballet thing with spears, and like they do like, you know, triple somersaults and spins and twists to go like stab a couple of them and then come back up and hopefully not get eaten in the process.
Right.
And that strikes me as a giant waste of energy, given that like you're probably gonna get eaten.
A lot of them do, actually. There's this, like,
It's pretty, but
they start piling up like the bloody rings that the people were wearing around their waists. Like, oh, okay, so maybe strategically this was not the greatest idea.
right. Maybe like the flaming arrows were a better use of your time and energy. But it is very cool looking, you know, given that it is a big, old-fashioned, lavish production in a lot of ways with actual people in actual costumes, and clearly like a load of money got spent on this movie. But then also you have, you know, the sea of, you know, galloping CGI blips of
If I never
menacing.
see another, like a plane of galloping monsters with like a dark sort of marine layer on top of them ever again, I will be really happy to never see that shot. Like it just seems really played out. But there are other times where they feel tangible and sharing the frame with the humans, and they're more interesting on a one-on-one level than they are as a horde, I think, the creatures.
Yeah.
There are some cool set pieces. The wall itself kind of gets the sort of movie star introduction when you first see it. It's genuinely impressive, honestly.
There's sneaky things within the wall.
Yeah,
The
totally.
thing where like the scissor thing
That's
was cool.
why that was my favorite. The spinning blades. There's the climactic battle takes place with Matt Damon and Commander Lin in this tower that's like all covered in stained glass. So it's all these sort of
Right.
rainbowy
That's pretty.
colors all over the place. Yeah, I mean there's a certain amount of verve here, but at the same time it is kind of an example of soulless international filmmaking.
Right. Does it seem kind of cynical in that way?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's like, yes, the new reality is that movies are making as much, if not more money in China than they are in the US, and so there's got to be a way to figure out how to make movies that accommodate both audiences. And this movie feels more like the result of a meeting about how to do that than any one artist's vision of like, I've got an idea and everyone's gonna love it, you know?
It's putting pegs in holes. You have this important Chinese filmmaker and a major American movie star.
Yes.
So let's put them together with a bunch of pretty stuff. I'd forgotten, our friend Tim Gerson, who sometimes fills in here, mentioned in his review for the New Republic that Zhang Yimou did the opening ceremonies for the Beijing Olympics. I'd forgotten that. And so this kind of plays with like the pageantry of, here are these people with these flags and here are these drums. and so that makes
the drummers
sense.
are great
The drummers
too.
are cool, yes.
Yeah.
And also, and the way that the mama alien communicates with her babies
Yes,
is kind of cool. I will
yes.
say that. And the way that they figure out how to outsmart her is kind of cool. So there are cool ideas in it, but I also laughed out loud a lot. But I
Yeah.
also didn't laugh at the times that they wanted me to laugh,
Yes,
which is
also.
the anachronistic buddy banter with his best friend, who is named Pedro Pascal.
Yes, and Willem Dafoe's
Willem
in there
Dafoe
somewhere
is
too.
in it to be just like an evil European guy. But like within this already kind of mixed up mishmash of genres and tones and themes and stuff, you have like contemporary kind of wacky buddy banter to break the tension during particularly tense moments, and that doesn't quite work either.
Yeah, no,
A lot of screenwriters here, like 6 different screenwriters, including Tony Gilroy.
Yeah, he's like the last name on it
He's on
basically.
there.
But
His
yeah, so
fingerprints
like
are on
it's a
there.
story by Max Brooks and Zwick and Herskovitz, and then the screenplay is by like 2 or 3 other guys, and it's
A lot of fingers.
yeah.
in the
So
pie.
I wish it were better, but I can't totally dismiss it either.
It's February. We had fun. We cackled, whether they wanted us to or not. So what's your number then?
A 6,
Yeah.
you know, it's it's at the lowest edge of where, like, I'll probably give it a fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's at the bottom of fresh.
Yeah, 5 for me, just for like production values. It's very pretty. So 5.5 from us, and it's at 38% on the tomato meter. So you guys are all being unkind to this. All right, the mama alien's gonna come and get you. Bye-bye.